Hey everyone, once again, another edition of Word for Word Bible comic. This one's a little bit unique in the sense that it's not one of the Gospels, it is one of the smaller books. This one is from the Book of Ruth. Here we have the front page here, just gorgeous. I'm loving all of the covers so far. Ruth being the main character here, and this would be the family. Let's quickly take a look at the backside, and yeah, they've kept everything the same as previous volumes. Here is where I believe that's Boaz. Let's quickly take a look right now and see what we got. So again, the writer hasn't changed, obviously. The Holy Spirit, the illustrator, and the colors have not changed. So we're jumping on in. Here we have, again, all the formats remain the same. They have a verse here, Acts chapter 10, verses 34-35. God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. I really do appreciate the story of Ruth. I always found this story unique because this was part of the lineage to Jesus, and if there's ever a point where the lineage was threatened, it would have been definitely this moment, because all the men basically died and all there was the women. I think what was great of Ruth is just an awesome character. It just really showed the loyalty aspect. She was not afraid to go where she needed to go and do what she had to do. And not only that, she was a hard worker. Clearly Boaz saw that when she was working the fields here. It is a much more thin book. I would say it's half the size of the Gospels, which means it would also be half the price to buy this. And I noticed this thin of a book, it took me only about half an hour to read. So it actually wasn't too bad. Again, I'm loving the historical accuracy of how the characters are portrayed. They're just a lot more darker, their skin tone, and their noses and their eyes and their jaws. It all just looks accurate to the culture at the time. I know other adaptations, they've done a pretty decent job, but definitely their skin was a lot more lighter. And at the end of the day, I guess we never really truly know what these characters look like, but I think one thing I've appreciated about this Bible series is they're really going after they're really making accuracy a major focal point. And yeah, we just have Boaz, who clearly has a major interest in Ruth, and here a bit of a hiccup in trying to get married to Ruth, but it eventually worked out. And here they are, they're married, and not too long after, they have a child. So quite an age discrepancy between the two, but God made a way for the lineage to continue through Boaz and Ruth, and that kept the line going. And so I always found that fascinating when I read the Bible on my own and just actually trying to understand the lineage. There's a lot of great content. Designing Ruth. Ruth definitely looks very different from other adaptations, and I think you have to appreciate that. I think the artists and the team behind this, they're really trying to make this the most accurate comic book Bible out there, and so far they're doing a great job. And if you want to support them, they have a Patreon page. I don't know if they're going to have future, I imagine they would have future Kickstarter pages, because I think they've only made about 8 of them, and if they want to get to all 66, I don't know if they will, but they have a ways to go. So I'm sure there will be more Kickstarter opportunities down the road if you would like to support this team. I think it's pretty clear here. Their visuals are pretty stunning and colorful, and I really like the pages. I really love that. Very, very smooth matte. It feels exactly what you would expect from a comic book. And of course here, again, at the end, they mentioned, they show 6 here, and I guess this would be the 7th. I think there's an 8th one out there. I just don't know which name it is at the top of my head. But this, again, here's the back cover, and there we go. A very thin book. This is what you'd almost expect the more of a traditional size of a comic book. And there you have it, word for word Bible comic, the Book of Ruth. And I've enjoyed it, and if you get a chance to read it, I hope you do too.